Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some more Wingspan. There we go. And we're back with another game from the Spectacled Tyrant Tangle. There's actually going to be a post-game commentary for you all because when I recorded this match, I was feeling quite under the weather. To be honest, I still am. Maybe you can hear it in my voice, but we'll power through this, and hopefully a victory will help cure me. I started recording this and talking about my starting hand, but then I realized my voice was completely ruined. So that's why I've sort of skipped ahead a little bit here. I've kind of made my decision for my starting hand. I'm looking at this, the Grebe. I was very tempted maybe to keep the Swainson's Hawk here, especially for the second end of round goal and the third one, and the fourth one. Can't remember in the end if I actually kept it or not. I see a peaceful dove in the bird feeder. In the tray. There we go. So it's something I might contemplate. Even I've got Forester, and then it'll kind of ruin the Forester a bit, but I wasn't too sure exactly what I'd be going for. But I like the Swinson Hawk. It hits 3 of the end of round goals. Obviously, the first round haven't got a goal, which is always the best place to see that. I only seem to get that end of round goal in the first round or the fourth round. I've never had it in the middle, but anyway. So I'm playing against Moon Jukebox here, and I am going first, so that's great. So I can pick up the Peaceful Dove if I want to. But my plan here is probably just play the Grebe with Fish and Nectar, and then just dig for a bit. I didn't keep a rat for the Hawk, which is maybe a little bit stupid, but I don't have to rush to get it down. This end of round goal. So maybe I should have kept a rat rather than a seed, but then again, if I go for the Peaceful Dove, a lot of forest birds need worms, so... But anyway, so remember, this tournament has 2 stages. The first stage, which we're in right now, it is a double elimination, but best of 1 every time. And because I've already lost once so far, I'm on that I'm on that knife's edge where if I lose 1 game, I'm out completely. So we'll see if we can get a win here. So lost the first game, won the second game, so this is game number 3. So we'll have to see. So yeah, get the Grebe down. I will just do a bit of digging, and hopefully the Grebe can give me some good stuff, and hopefully I won't have to discard a lot of good birds. The way the Grebe works, if you don't know, in this case, because there's only 1 bird in the wetland, I will draw 4 cards with the Grebe, and then I have to throw 3 of them away by keep 1. And my opponent has another type of Grebe. So I'm basically seeing 6 cards here every time I go into the wetland, which is pretty good. 2 I get to keep initially, and then I'll draw 4, and then I have those 4 to pick 1. So I kept the Peaceful Dove just in case. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Out of this lot, the Wagtail is the thing that's sort of appealing to me here. I have had a bit of a rough time with this bird because often I reset the tray, and then there's nothing good for me to pick up, and then I often leave something really good for my opponent to pick up after. So I feel the way this Wagtail has to work here is either you don't care if you're giving your opponent good stuff, or you have something, like a purple martin behind it, so then you can quickly tuck and then draw the really good thing that's popped up in the tray that you can't pick up with the Wagtail. But my opponent's gone for the martin, that makes a lot of sense. I kind of like what I've got here. Peaceful Dove's okay for the forest. Get eggs that way, but the big issue is if I don't have seeds, if the bird feeder doesn't really cooperate with me, I got a bit of a problem. So I've just kind of decided here I'm just going to keep digging a little bit and just give myself some more options and come up with some sort of plan. I took that, I took the Vireo to do a double play and kept the Swallow because it seemed to be the one thing I wanted to keep. I often find that when I know I'm not doing commentary live, I often play my turns a lot faster. So hopefully I don't miss anything. If need be, I can pause. But now I've got that Swallow, so that's a potential thing I could do. I can maybe try and pair the Swallow and the Wagtail together, but I have to do it so that the Swallow is in, say, the first column of, say, the grass, and then the Wagtail's in the second column, so then the Wagtail activates first when I activate that habitat. But I'm trying to think here, because I'm kind of caught between... I'm in sort of 2 minds here. Do I go for wetland? Do I put Wagtail in the forest? Because you kind of like that if you can play it in the forest and then draw cards at the same time. I also didn't know, should I draw cards again, because I haven't got any other really good forest option. I mean, do have that, I can't remember what it's called now, but I can't obviously look through it, but the one that's sitting there in my hand where you can discard, you can tuck a card to get food. I kind of like these birds. I don't really want to tuck them. So I could have drawn cards again, which maybe I should have done instead of just rushing down this peaceful dove. Oh, that's it, the pygmy nuthatch, that's right. I feel like I got a little bit of a plan going on here. I can't max out Forester now, which I'm not very happy about. I should maybe go on Food Web Expert, which was the other card. But yeah, maybe I should have just been a little bit braver and kept digging a bit more. But I often find I end up in the trap of I just dig and dig and dig and dig, and then I run out of turns to do good stuff. So I've just decided in this situation, I'm just going to act. I'll play the Peaceful Dove, say that I can't max out Forester, get some food going, get an egg. I was hoping to try and get the right food so I can maybe play the Swallow and the Wagtail, but now the reason I'm trying to work out here is what do I do? Do I discard the seed to get the egg? So that means I don't have to lay eggs before playing Wagtail or the Swallow or whatever. Or do I not discard the egg, but then I'll have to lay eggs again? I'll have to lay eggs. I'll probably have to activate the grassland before I can play the Wagtail. I'm kind of confused what I'd rather do. In the end, I decided to get the egg. I'm still a bit uncertain. I think if I remember correctly, I played this game a few days ago. There we go. Get my words out properly. So I can't actually. I'm trying to remember what I was thinking at this moment. I think it's more of a case I wasn't quite sure if Wagtail was going to go into the forest or into the grassland. I mean, if I could build out the forest so I could get eggs with the dove and then cards with the Wagtail, I'd be pretty happy, but it seems in the end I've maybe changed my mind, and I'm going to try to get the food. So I can play Wagtail and Swallow. That's what it looks like. That's what's happening here. I've organized the food in a way that I can get at least one egg here. Not that I have to worry about eggs too much if I'm going to be doing stuff in the grassland. I will get quite a lot of eggs, but not as much as you would on the baseboard of the game. So seems like I think I've got some sort of plan here. Looking to maybe get Swallow and Wagtail down, and then probably the Hawk in the grassland as well. And just keep running that. The fact I can reset the tray a lot. If something really good comes up, I can quickly, tuck something I don't want from my hand, and then pick up something really good from the tray. Yeah, Nuthatch can probably go. Vireo I'll keep, because I can do a double play in the forest, so that I can at least try and get 3 forest-only birds down, so I can get 4 points from that. Star Nest is also good, right? I've got, with the Vireo, Swallow, and Grebe, that'll be 3-star nests, so if I end up getting some sort of bonus card later on, which is about nest type, then that makes that a lot easier. Having no goal here for the first end of round is good, because obviously the first round is the one where end of round goals are worth the fewest points, and having that extra cube for the final round is going to be great, so I can just try and, I don't know, run the engine more, get big point birds down. We'll see what comes up, basically. We just have to sort of play it by ear a little bit. I'm seeing things like Siskin. I'm quite happy that that's all that's being played. So in the end, I've kind of decided I'm going to go to Grasslands here instead. Just run this a bit. I'm looking. The Hawk will be quite easy to play because there's only 2 food, as long as the bird feeder is going to cooperate with me. The little bustard that's there's only 2 food, so I'm not having to think about, oh, I have to go into the forest multiple times to get down each bird. They're not 3 food birds. I can just get food, play the Hawk, pick up food again, play the bustard, and then that will sort of that will build out my grasslands quite a bit. I could play the bustard later if I find something else. I know there's a flycatcher in the... I can't pick it up now because it's too late. But the problem is with the flycatcher, you're giving food to your opponent. And it's also very expensive to play, even though you're getting 8 points out of it. So... it'll be interesting to see if this Willy Wagtail can do some good stuff for me. So I'm looking in terms of the train now for the beginning of round 2. The only thing really is that gold crest. There's definitely an option. It is now a forest bird. I mean, I probably will just, at the very least, deny it. So then my opponent doesn't get it. I was going to tuck that, throw away that nuthatch for extra eggs, but I realized I needed something to tuck with the swallow. So yeah, in the end, I decided not to do that. I'll tuck the nuthatch. I'll pick up the gold crest instead. Good old fairy wren. Probably won't play that, but we'll see. It depends on how things pan out later. The Oceania expansion has added a lot of these end-of-game yellow power birds based upon eggs, and I haven't really had a huge amount of experience using them. But in this case, the fairy wren wouldn't be too bad, right? Because if I get the... it activates on star nests, and if I've got the swallow and the grebe and the fairy wren itself and the vireo, that's already 4 eggs already. Not that I can use the eggs at the end of the game very well, but those are points. And it's still worth 4 points on its own. It's not too bad. So I'm just going to keep sort of digging a little bit here. Okay, so this is what I was afraid of. I can't pick up anything with the wagtail, but now ravens popped up. So ordinarily, if I put that in the forest, I'd be screwed, because I wouldn't be able to pick up the raven. But I decided to throw away that fairy wren. I'm picking up this raven. So that was quite a lucky catch, but I'm really glad it worked out that way. So now I've got that raven. Definitely very much just looking to get food, get that raven down ASAP. And this is actually great because, as I was saying before, the hawk is only 2 food, the bustard 2 food. If I want to do gold crest, there's only 1 food. That of Vireo is only 1 food. So I can, you know, really utilize that raven food very well. I can just pick up 2 nectar, play a bird, pick up 2 nectar again, play a bird. So hopefully we can make this work. I'm now looking at this gold crest going, do I need this gold crest? Probably not. Probably not going to be going to the forest so much now if I've got a raven. So I've got plenty of eggs, that's not the issue. So the priority is going to be I'm going to have to get the... need to get the food for this raven. Get that down ASAP. The good thing is if I don't build out my wetlands much more, that's still fine, because every time I'm going into the wetland later on, in the later rounds, I'm still getting 6, I'm seeing 6 cards, so you like to hope that some good stuff will appear. As long as they don't appear too late, I'll be able to go into the grasslands, get the stuff with the raven, get the food I'll need, and try and play those big point birds. Hopefully, that's the plan. For the second end of round goal, we're looking really good here. We got the raven will count. I've already got the peaceful dove and the swallow and the grebe. If I can get the hawk down in time, that will also qualify, so that's looking really good for me. Opponent's got the goldfinch, so it's a little bit unfortunate, but if I'm able to... I'm not gaining a point advantage by using the swallow then, but at least if I'm able to use the swallow to pick up something that the wagtail can't pick up, I think that is worth it, right? Denying that raven was so important. I'd feel really gutted if I'd put wagtail somewhere else and I would have had no way of picking it up, you know, and just given, you know, gifted a raven to my opponent. So probably the one issue with something like this wagtail. I don't know. Feel free to leave comments below if you're a fan of that bird or not. I still don't know how I feel about them, but they're very interesting, especially that it can work in any habitat, right? It gives you that opportunity to have card draw anywhere, which is really nice. I do feel you have to couple it with something that will activate later to sort of bail you out if the if the trait reveals something really powerful. So I have to see. So going to the next turn here. Okay, my opponent's now getting swallows, so they're going to go for the tucks. So that's fine. My priority here is I need to get this Raven down any means possible. Fortunately, I don't have to stress out about finding a rat because Nectar will do the job just fine. Yeah, in the end, I actually did discard here for an extra egg. So I know the Raven will probably give me enough food in the long run. So yeah, I don't know if this Peaceful Dove is really worth it. The reason why I threw away the seed there was because I knew no matter what happens with this bird feeder, I will be able to get 2 food I need to play the Raven, right? Because I can use the Nectar for the rat, and then the Raven needs 2 food of any other type. So I'm not stressing about having to keep that seed. I just pick up any 2 food. My opponent is taking the... I think there's a Nectar there, I think. Pick up another seed, that's fine. Get a Nectar. So I'm now going to have to skip the Dove. But that's fine. So I'm down a seed, but I got an extra egg out of it. So I'm just thinking later, if, you know, I have to spend quite a few turns maybe in the later rounds drawing cards to try and find good stuff to play, I won't be laying eggs as much. I've got the eggs banked up already. Because I'm only sort of netting 1 egg a turn, assuming I don't throw any cards here. That's fine. This is looking good. 3 turns left, so I'll have time to pick up, lay eggs now to pick up food with the Raven, play the Hawk, and then lay eggs again. So I'll definitely have 5 of those platform nests, I think they're called, the stick nests. So that's great. So I'm definitely winning this end of round. My opponent's got a star nest, so they can qualify. But as long as I'm winning that end of round, that's good for me. Just get some extra points on early doors. And if I am going to play this Hawk, then the sooner the better. The more I can activate it. Because maybe I'm thinking maybe final round. How often am I going to be laying eggs? Well, definitely some amount of time. But I don't know how much. So pick up the food. Okay, so I got to reset, so that spotted owl is going to have to go, unfortunately, unless I decide not to reset. If I decide to reset. So, Whooping Crane, but that's why I got the Barn Swallow, so that's fine. Nutcracker's good because it's a Forester bird. I actually got rid of the Busted, I'm kind of surprised. I think old Scott Sword would have thrown away the Gold Crest, but now I've seen, not only by watching other people, but also with, I think I had a game, I can't remember if it was on camera or off camera, where I was able to utilize the Gold Crest to good effect. I do value that bird a little bit more now. I'm just wondering, you know, my only thought was with this, in terms of the Gold Crest, the reason why I'm keeping it right now is I don't know how many forest birds I'm going to be able to pick up, how many turns I'm going to have later. So if I can play the Gold Crest, that counts towards that bonus card, and then I can just pick up food, you know, normally in the forest, and that also allow me to play a bird at the same time. So it'll just help me, you know, get more stuff done. So I'm laying eggs, getting everything down on the platform. Black Toad would have been nice, but never mind. That's right, we'll leave it be. I think with just the Grebe there for now, that will do the trick. Can't pick up Nectar because it's the end of round, so I'm thinking about what's going to happen next. So, thinking Nutcracker and stuff, that's fine. So, I'm going to reset here, because even, I mean, I don't like to throw away a big point bird like the woodcock or a bonus card like the king rail, but you never know. I'm just thinking the more I reset this tray, I might find some good stuff. And I found a cockatoo, another forester bird. So I don't need 4, I only need 3 to get that bonus card to 4 points, so one of these could be thrown away. So I'm thinking maybe if cockatoo's worth more points. And I spy with my little eye, beginning of the 3rd round, I'm going first, there is a wagtail. I've definitely started to get a much better handle of these birds on the Oceania board, I think maybe because you just do get more food and more card draw. I find it easier to work with those birds than with the base board, but maybe it's a skill issue, I don't know. So I'm now starting to sort of think, you know, A, do I want this wagtail? B, do I want to deny it from my opponent? Probably yes. For the second question, do I want to play the wagtail? I've put all this focus into getting the grassland set up, and now I'm going to potentially get this wagtail, which means I'm going to have to distribute all my turns across everything between all the different habitats. I see. I was going to play the gold crest, and then I changed my mind. There was clearly quite a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, mannequin would have been unfortunate. That'd been really nice to have, but at least the hawk is getting points. So I'd actually take the wagtail here. I think now the cogs are turning here with me, and I'm suddenly realizing, well, because I've kept this gold crest, there's a way that this could work really well for me. If I'm having to go into the forest anyway to to activate that habitat to fulfill the wagtails condition, the white wagtails condition, then why not just play the gold crest and then I benefit because I can go into the forest, get food, and also play a bird, so I'm getting even more points out of it. I'm getting more value out of that action. And then I'm starting wondering to myself, is this too late for the wagtail? Normally this is something you want to play first round, not 3rd round. But at the same time, because there was no goal for the end of round number 1, it means I have another action cube for the 4th round, which definitely makes that a lot nicer to work with. You know, normally when you've only got 5 actions, you're having to activate everything once. You're having to play a bird, activate forest, activate grassland, and activate wetland. And then you've got 1 action left over. And sometimes it's not enough. And if I don't get any other teals or some of those yellow powers to play more birds at the end of the game, like that mannequin that just got eaten by the hawk, it can be quite tricky. But the fact I've got an additional cube, you know, I can activate the grassland again. I might be able to activate the forest again and utilize that gold crest again, just depending on how much I build that out. And if I'm really trying to get, you know, good birds, I can just activate the wetland twice and see more birds and hopefully get some good stuff. So I'm definitely sort of changing my tune here a little bit. This is not how I expected the game to go. I thought I was going to be running grassland over and over and over and over. Hopefully the swallow and the wagtail give me some big point birds to play. I didn't expect to be going gold crest and now wagtail this late. We'll have to see if it works out for me or not. I've got the whooping crane, so that's decent. So hopefully I can give us a nice bonus card. So I think, yeah, Cockatoo is going, because I'd rather have the Grosbeak, just in case it gets activated. So now I'm going to do... Am I doing the double play now? I've got the food for it. Looks like it. Looks like I'm going to do the double play. Get this Grosbeak down, so when I do activate the forest at whatever point in the final round, I will have more, you know, the Grosbeak will hopefully give me an extra food, which would be great. So yeah. So I don't have the seed for the dove, but I don't really mind. Eggs are not really my issue at the moment. I'm going to be activating the grassland, you know, at least, 2, 3 more times this game. So, that'll give me the 3 eggs I need. If I get excess cards, I can throw them for extra eggs. So we're actually fine here. So yeah, this is good. I can go into the grassland. Good grief, my brain is scrambled. I don't know why I keep misspeaking. I'm going to blame it on the illness. Hawk hits again. We'll get the food here to play the Wagtails. That's great. Keep doing woolly wagtail things. Hooded warbler. I will not say no to that. Okay, and I decided... Okay, because I realized I needed to tuck something. Right, so I decided to... I mean, I maybe shouldn't have done that. The fact my opponent has a goldfinch, that wasn't really necessary. I could have skipped the barn swallow, but... And actually that... Yeah, that's probably the wrong decision, because I imagine there would be then 2 empty spaces in the tray. So something really good could have come up for my opponent, but never mind. It's fine. I don't really care about those things which have popped up. So this is good. Hooded warbler is going to sort of fill out the forest. Nice big point bird. Bell's Vireo, that would have been a really nice bird to have. Because I didn't need another forest-only bird, so that would be nice for me, but really good for my opponent. So we need to get this wagtail down. Save an egg, put it into the wetland. Get some more nectar in there too. So now I've got 2 turns left. So it's going to be very easy. I'm just going to be pick up cards and then going to get food again, but we'll do it from the using the grassland to get more eggs, get more nectar, because the nectar activates on teal powers, not on yellow powers, but on teal powers, yes. So I can easily play the whooping crane unless I draw something else. There's no point in me activating the forest here, because I have to play a bird. Plains Wanderer. That is exactly the type of bird you want when you've already maxed out your grassland, but not quite. So this is some good stuff right here. And, yep. Looking at the hawk. Maybe for the next end of round goal. Also, it's nice and easy to play. I can play it in the wetland. So I'm already looking, right, I've got 5 spaces left on my board, and I have 5 birds. And they're all pretty big pointers. So that's great. That's a really good sign. I could do better than the birds I've got, but Plains Wanderer, if I can play that and I'll get 5 bonus cards and I pick one of them, that's great. The double play for the wetland is great as well. So yeah, I'm really liking how this is panning out. Hawk hits again. So yeah, we're just gonna... do we reset? Yeah, let's reset. Why not? I'll deny the Great Warbler because I don't want them to doing a double play. I don't even know if my opponent has space for that, actually. American Red Star, that would have been nice earlier. I would have preferred that than the Peaceful Dove, probably. But, honestly, it's fine. In the end, it all worked out because I got the Raven. So this Egret's great. Be able to do a double play. Yeah. So this is all coming up Millhouse, as the saying goes. So I just got to make sure that I'm not an idiot and I activate all the habitats in the final round. But I'll be having to I need to pick up cards at least once anyway, so there's no harm in, I'm not going to lose anything. Okay, interesting. I decided to play the Plains Wanderer. I thought I would have played the Whooping Crane. I did play the Whooping Crane. Okay. Interesting. Oh, well, there are 2 very good bonus cards. I currently don't... I mean, normally I'd go Omnivore, but if you've got a max out Wildlife Gardener... I mean, if I had more Omnivore birds in hand, that's a different matter. But the fact I don't and I didn't want to risk it, I think I'll just take Wildlife Gardener here. Guarantee the 7 points. Don't overcomplicate things. So that'll be 11 points from 2 bonus cards. Plains Wanderer will give me another 1. So yeah, it's looking good. It's looking very good. Very, very good. I've got the red start that I can throw for another egg. Or more food, if it's needed. And we tied on that end of round. So yeah, playing the Whooping... I think actually maybe that's what maybe suddenly switched to the Whooping Crane, because I suddenly realised I needed to try and tie that end of round. Also, now, I can't remember now how the board's laid out. At least now, with the Whooping Crane there, I can definitely throw an egg for an extra card if I want it, but to be honest, I'm pretty happy with what I've got. I'll play everything apart from the red start. You know, when I activate the forest, I'll be able to play the Warbler. Wanderer could get played later. And now I'm just having to pick up cards. I'm just seeing if it's going to change my mind, so I'd rather pick up cards first. Okay, now we gain some more stuff. More big point birds. We got the Godwit. Hermit Thrush is great. So we got another option for the forest. Got to try and decide between Godwit, maybe better than the Hawk here. It's worth more points, and I get a bonus card. So that might be fine. I'm deciding to lay eggs here, or spoonbill. That would be nice to have as well. That's unfortunate. That's okay. Resetting. I'm just trying to see if anything else pops up. I don't really care about the canvas back, so that can get tucked. Nope. You always hope for a Benelli or something to pop up, but no. So, yeah, I'm thinking if I can get enough food, I'd love to play the Godwit rather than the Hawk, just because it gives me that bonus card and it's a point more. But it is one food more. So I gotta just make sure I count my food properly. Plains Wanderer, I'm definitely playing Hooded Warbler rather than the Hermit Thrush. Again, the Thrush is one food more, but it's a Star Nest, so if I pick up a bonus card that needs, I've got quite a lot of Star Nests already anyway. But one Star Nest might just tip it from, sort of band 1 of the Nest type bonus card to the higher value. So I'm just trying to work out here in terms of, I know what I'm going to be doing, more or less. I'm just trying to work out what order I should do everything in. Should I play the Wanderer first so I see more bonus cards, then so I can then work out what cards need to play? And I think that's the way I'm going to do it. We'll see what we get. Hopefully some good stuff. And we got a 6-point Ethologist, so we'll take that. Grassland Data Analyst, I can't improve on that point. Fishery Manager, I'll get one more, but it's not enough. So yeah, taking a 6-point Ethologist, don't mind if I do. So in the end, yeah, no nest type cards, so I could save a food and only play the Hooded Warbler rather than the Thrush. It all depends. So 3 turns left. I've got the Wagtail. So I can do the double play with the Wagtail. So I'm gonna have to activate the forest and play either the Thrush or the Hooded Warbler, and then we'll see what for the other 2 actions. Maybe I just lay eggs twice, and that'll give me hopefully enough food. Okay, for some reason I'm laying eggs now. I guess it doesn't. Does it matter the order I do it in? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, so I'm doing that as a little bit of a denial here. Stopping my opponent from getting the long spur, even though I can't utilize it. Fortunately, I mean, Common Swift. I haven't been looking at my opponent's board enough. That's something I need to work on. If they had a good food source going, then the Swift is maybe something, but it's very late. It's very late on. Oh, and then my opponent gets Benelli. To be honest, I can't really complain, given given the good birds I got. So, yeah, I'm just going to pick out loads of nectar here. And I suddenly realise that the Grosbeak can't pick up any of the food that's left, so I'm going to have to throw away a nectar to take a worm. And then that will allow the grosbeak to pick up the berry that's sitting there. Just like that. So because of the gold crest ability, I'm going to throw away a card. So red start, you can go away. And I'm just trying to work out what I'm doing here. So I'm just slowly having to count food and just work out what I'm doing. If I play the thrush, I'll have 3 nectar and a rat left over. So if I'm counting correctly with the godwit and the godwit and the egret, then I only need 2 food, and I can get that in the grassland using the raven. So that's just grand. So I'm looking to see here, so nectar race as well. I'm 2 behind in the forest, so I could... I could have used another nectar there. I could have kept the worm for the godwit. Let me just go back there a second. Okay, I think I made a bit of a mistake there. I think I should have used 2 nectar. I could have used berry and 2 nectar. Because the godwit needs a worm. So I don't see any reason why I should have... Unless you guys are now seeing something that I've now forgotten about, which I thought about the previous time when I was recording the game. I should have used 2 nectar there to tie the nectar in the forest. Because I need a worm, right? I need a worm for the godwit, so it doesn't matter if I keep that worm. So that doesn't really make sense to me. If I had 4 if I go into the grasslands now and get 4 nectar in total, plus a worm plus a rat, that's perfect. That's the right amount. So I don't really know why I did that. That doesn't really make sense to me after looking at the nectar score. And I'm quite far ahead in the wetlands. So I could have tied that, and it'd be a swing of 3 points. My opponent would lose 2, and I would gain 1. So I don't really understand why I did that. I guess my opponent's now played a hawk in the forest. I don't know if that... I'll have to see for the end of game screen if that changes anything. Maybe they use nectar, and then if that's the case, then it doesn't make a difference. I should have tried to force the issue. So there's a red knot there. So we'll grab the red knot, and we'll play that instead of the godwit, because it's worth 1 more point. And the food doesn't matter, because I've still got the right food, thanks to the nectar. So yeah, that's how we're going to end this game. The Wagtail will do a double play, and we're going to fill out our board, which is always incredibly satisfying. No, they didn't use a nectar for the forest, so that was very daft of me not to have done 2 nectar there. I'm not quite sure what I was thinking. Again, we'll blame it on the sickness, and we'll leave it at that. Hopefully it won't cost me the game. So here we go, going to do a double play. So that is 14 bird points, but then minus the 4 eggs. So 10 points just for this play alone. Which is great. Yeah, make sure you use the right food now. Don't make it impossible for you to play the red knot. I mean, I have the hawk in reserve if need be. So here comes the red knot. Hopefully, it'll give us a good bonus card. Visionary Leader. And I'm going to be 1 short. So there's potentially... I think there might have been a card I threw at some point for eggs, which I could have kept. But I wasn't to know that out of all the cards that could have come up, it had to be Visionary Leader. A little bit disappointing. And also then I lost out on the, the nectar in the forest, which I shouldn't have done. So, some slips coming in there, but it is what it is. maxing out the board is always satisfying. Hopefully it won't cost me the game. Hopefully it'll be enough. I did give my opponent some tucks and things with the goldfinch. We got a big lead in terms of bird points. And with bonus cards as well. This is looking good. Tuck cards, I think my opponent will probably bring it back here a little bit. Yep, quite a bit. We got the negative majority. We got the win by 25 points. No bugs this time. 25-point victory. Nice stuff. We're not eliminated just yet. We're still in this. So, I think with a little bit of better play, I could have broken 130 there. But that's okay. Always a learning experience. So yeah, a bit of a weird game. I don't think it's very often you see Wagtail, white Wagtail. I know there are two Wagtails in this game. The white Wagtail being played round 3. But in this game, it actually worked out. The fact there's no goal in the first round, I think that really helped out. And then combined with the gold crest, not bad. Not bad at all. And the Wagtail actually did some work for us. Combined with the Swallow, I really like that combo. I think that's the way it makes it work. Diet Specialist, good stuff. Unfortunately, didn't max it out. Behaviorist is always quite tricky to do, especially when you just draw that at the end like that. Well, with the Bell's Vireo, but still, that's quite a tricky one to make work. So yeah, good effort. GG, Moon Jukebox. Nice name. Good game. And yeah, we'll give it a little pause there. So yeah, we're through. Well, we're not through. We survived. That's probably the right way to put it. We got another win, so happy days. So yeah, we keep marching on. There'll be a new video coming out with the other game, which is also a post-match commentary, because I was also sick when I recorded that game too. So that'll come out in a couple of days' time. And yeah, if there's anything that you noticed that you think I could have done better, then feel free to leave any comments below. Much appreciated. And I hope you've enjoyed this game. And let's see if I can make some progress in this tournament. I'm really enjoying it. It's really good fun playing Oceania, whether in the tournament games or in friendly games and stuff. So yeah, we'll see how to see if I can keep getting better. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and apologies again for the general sickness over here, and if my voice sounds awful. If you're a new subscriber, I don't normally sound like this. And apologies on me chewing through cough sweets and going, tripping over my words during the game. I'm going to go and have a nap now. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye-bye.